Protrainy. You have joined a session with Protrainy today, where we have guest Mr. Shuvendu Datta as part of our Through the Lens of Civil Engineer, where we invite distinguished professionals from construction sector to share their experience. We get to know the insight, their journey in this short time. Let me introduce you with Mr. Shuvendu. Shubhendu has around 8+ years of experience. He's a construction management professional. He is currently associated with Livio Building System as a vice president corporate strategy. He is one person who has a lot of accreditation certifications under his belt. He is part of various projects in detail construction, project management. He has done a lot of his certifications, Scrum certified, and he is also an MBA gold medalist. He has done various projects in India and also is part of projects from North America, especially US. I'm really glad, Mr. Shuvendu, that you have joined. He also runs his own community, Construction Canon, where he shares insightful data with fellow civil engineers to help them get up better in their career. Thank you, Shuvendu, for your time today.
Thank you so much, Vishwajit, for the wonderful introduction. I'm really humbled. And once again, thank you so much for having me here this evening. It has, of course, been a wonderful journey through civil engineering, doing all of these professional courses, working with other companies, and the time that we spent together working with Construction Canon and growing Protrainy. I'm really very happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Great, great. Thanks, Shubhendu. It is always a delight to see people like you, know people like you who have been a very ardent follower that construction has to grow, people in this industry has to grow, and overall that would come when everyone join hands. My first question would be from the lighter side to start with is how has been the journey? How did you choose being too much dedicated to construction because you spent too much time here? How did you choose a BTech and then after that your subsequent certifications and other educational qualifications? Like when in the world, I think everyone is looking after, not looking. I come across a lot of people who do not look a very pretty good way to construction. How do you place yourself doing your programs from, I think, from RICS and all those? How do you do that?
Thanks for the question. Pretty much agree that construction has never been a lucrative field for young fresh engineers to get into. My interest to join construction or civil engineering stems from my childhood interest while I used to watch Nat Geo series, The Mega Structures, where they will show how mega structures like the Eiffel Tower, be it the Petrona Towers, World Trade Center, large dams and bridges were constructed. That, of course, makes the life of people everywhere so much more easier. I always wanted to become a part of such kind of large projects and see myself building world where you can associate yourself that, yes, I have been associated with these structures because structures are there to stay always. Um, Having said that, grew up to look into options. Architecture, civil engineering, both were an option, and finally choose to go ahead with civil engineering from a reputed institute, that's Mumbai University. Kept up with the same enthusiasm. I think your interest to study should remain paramount whenever you are doing any kind of professional courses, because civil engineering is something that is going to stay with you for life. If you're going to work in any construction company, you need to really study seriously, and that's what stayed with me. And throughout the 4 years, I was winning scholarship. I stood first, and ultimately, I was the gold medalist. Even I was first in Maharashtra State and at University of Mumbai, gold medalist in civil engineering. That really fueled me up to take up even more challenges and do better in career, to be able to secure better positions and organizations. So my first job started off as a design professional, a structural design engineer with a Swiss company. So very early on, I got involved into international projects, which involved where I did projects in Germany, Switzerland, China, Africa, Iran, Philippines, Bangladesh, and also in India during a course of 1 year. And soon realized that engineering, the structural engineering part, is a very small aspect of the entire project. There are so many people involved in while doing a project. There are the designers, then there are execution people, there are the safety in charges, there is a planning person, and I had to coordinate with here and there, but I never had an idea of the whole process end to end. So that fascinated me, that yes, there is something that I need to learn more, and that is what gave me a direction to study project management. uh, so I took up project management and an MBA next with the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, completed my 2 years of MBA, and that as well, I was the gold medalist, as you mentioned, and got placed with Shapurji Palanji as a planning manager, and then continued working as a construction professional.
Great, great. Wow, I do see you are one person who is too much into doing a lot of these certifications and etc. What is the uh, focus agenda or something that you have as a civil engineer that you do not see a lot of these people who are generally in the middle management, because a lot of today's audience would be from that kind of a sector, from junior and middle management. They are not too much keen. Every other time they have various reasons that they should not be doing a lot of upskilling and etc. People like you who have been associated with projects across the globe in different capacities, how do you think and how do you manage, or if you can guide, because a lot of people might get some answers on it.
Absolutely. After joining a company like traditional company like Shapurji Palanji, which is over a 150-year-old conglomerate, I realized that most of the construction professionals are stuck in that career where your experience, your position is directly proportional to the number of years you have spent in the industry. uh, and so if you're having 8 years of experience, you're getting an certain bracket of this thing. So your experience is what is being counted, and no one is actually upskilling themselves. They are doing the same task that they have been doing through years and years and years, not acquiring anything. And that's why the very stagnated process to upskill themselves, to grow, to get promoted, was extremely slow in these organizations. Uh, that is where I realized that if you simply keep doing the task that your manager tells you, do XYZ task, and you only keep doing that year after year, you're not going to get promoted, you're not going to upskill, you're not going to get that extra increment for yourself. You need to really upskill. And how do you upskill? Through certification. You need to basically understand why I need to do this task. That you understand when you actually understand the project, the deeper understanding of management. That is through professional courses like PMP. You become a project management professional. You understand basically why each of these tools and techniques stem out from. You are able to make better decisions. You're able to understand the flow behind it. You're able to guide people, and that's what makes paves the way. That's when you come into the eyes of management. Also courses like Power BI for creating dashboards, for you know learn advanced Excel, wherein you are actually, when you get the chance of how basically, sorry, there's some internet issues.
Go ahead, we can hear you still. There
I can
is,
still
but
hear.
we can hear you.
Yeah. So whenever you get a chance, you are able to express yourself correctly, very concrete presentation. That is what will drive you very quick to upper levels of management. So that's what I saw. Quick promotion. I was selected amongst the top employees at the firm itself, and I was sent to IIT Delhi to further upskill myself as a professional, where I spent several months at the IIT Delhi course, where I could learn from some of the greatest minds in India. who are authors of excellent books, who have done great work in the industry, and that has really helped and shaped me to grow in my career so far. So I highly
Great.
recommend uh, to the upcoming generation of engineers that just do not take tasks but try to understand the logic, the reasoning, the strategy that goes behind each of it. And that's what I think. So Protrainy is doing a great work by making these courses not only affordable but very accessible to all of these students. Really appreciate all the efforts, Vishwajit. And these are not just simple courses; these are recognized throughout. Your collaborations with the government of Odisha, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Guwahati, and etc. Really stands along and will be very helpful for the students, and is definitely recommended. So,
Thank you, Shubhendu. You are being a great support from day one, perhaps, to Protrainy at different of your capacities. Now, going to digital construction, like you see, and also like uh, things are changing, but obviously the digital construction that you see, the push took a very strong push, I would say, in the COVID era, but now it is not that much, or it is kind of growing, but still we do not hear around the way people used to speak in digital construction at different stages, or maybe if they're speaking also, the net realization that we see on ground is also not at that huge level in Indian projects today also. That may be different. That's my personal thought, frankly, because I don't see that a lot of the places where digital construction is happening at the core bottom. Do you think that maybe in couple of years down the line, when this sector matures, the people mature, and people learn those things, and also the investment that is needed in this kind of things, digital construction for a project allocation for these kind of things increases, so people would get more interest in this? Or how do you see, what is your take in digital construction, the real case? Obviously we can speak things, but what is your real take in India and abroad? You can compare, obviously.
absolutely. That's a wonderful question because definitely COVID is something that sparked our minds that can construction be done remotely? Can it be done digitally? Because construction has been extremely traditional. What is that in our course curriculum? Everything means that you have to sit in the site, sit and get the slab concreting done. You need to, standing on the top of the heads of the foremen and supervisors and engineers to get, things moving on the site. But things changed with COVID, and that's when I joined Leave Your Building System, my current employer, and started as a global project manager, overseeing projects from India that was happening, miles away in the Silicon Valley. And realize that with the correct tools, techniques, and facilities, you are actually able to run projects effectively. I recently came across a news wherein a hotel in Bangalore had just two staff. They had no one at the
Yeah.
reception. There's just a big screen, and whenever a new customer walks in, they talk to not a physical person, but they are actually talking to virtually to a receptionist who guides them through the process, allocates them. There is a person who carries the luggage. However, every staff, all the help that they require is done virtually from the hotel's head office. So there is no staff. They have really downsized on the staffing, just two staff on the ground. And that's what the future of construction is. The margins, the profits in construction projects for contractors is extremely low.
Yeah.
The amount of headcount that they keep on the site is not going to be viable as the timelines, as the budgets go tighter and tighter and tighter in the coming times. It is very sure that very soon these on-site roles are going to be redundant. The whole transformation, the whole digital transformation is right standing at the doorstep, Vishwajit. And I think that is the need of the hour, that our upcoming generation of students to upskill themselves to realize that all the AEC firms are moving steadily towards BIM adoption, towards drone
So
surveillance, towards remote project management using project tools, using mobile apps, SaaS, cloud services to monitor projects increasingly. I can also substantiate that because I recently visited and was a part of the Digicon summit that happened in Mumbai, where the top professionals from all the companies had participated, from top realtors, contractors, and they presented their, the next 5-year plan for adopting 100% digital construction in the industry. So, being one of the early people to get into it, I really feel happy and highly recommend, and our students to take it up.
Right, right. Indeed. The question was majorly because a lot of people whom we also communicate, they say that I do not see a lot of changes happening throughout. But what I am also confident and both of us share is changes does not happen in a day. It if we can see a spark today, maybe the fire is around the corner. If digital construction, someone is speaking, they are working, tomorrow it would certainly go up. So people have to now be ready and accept the hard reality that tomorrow would bring in. So that's wonderfully put up from your end. Now, the kind of projects that you are part of, right? Like, how do your daily work when you are part of a digital council? Like you said, the projects are being worked out in US, and you are managing from Pune and all those. So how does a day look like for an engineer who is like you, and like how does the future, someone who is not part of these kind of digital construction, how does the future look like for his or her career when they might aim to shift to companies like yours in future? So yeah, what's your take on that? What's the difference?
Absolutely. I'll walk you through, explaining all the tools that, first of all, we need to understand what all the inputs and the tools that we need to equip our people with in order to ensure that there is a proper digital transformation or proper digital process that is being followed end to end. Any kind of gaps can really cause a lot of issues. There can be, ineffectiveness in communicating tasks, etc. So first of all, to begin with, what we did is developed a mobile app ourselves, which was our own with our own team developing it. We had the backend that was our console, the Livio console. Uh, the Livio console itself houses an integration with the MS project.
Okay.
So you have your app, you have the console, and then you have your MS project. The console houses all the ERP data, enterprise related data of vendors, of budgets, of bills, of contracts with itself. So it's very easy to pull up those data into your schedule as well. You know what the milestones are fed as per the contract. So there's no error when you're trying to put up your tasks in your activities. Next thing, you can actually assign real time vendors who have been onboarded by a procurement team to every task. So, for example, there is a HVAC contract signed, and you need to start getting the HVAC work done on your project. So, you can actually real time assign the vendor, say the vendor's name is Peter, to that. What is the contract budget signed is assigned to the activity, and thus your resource schedule now becomes cost loaded as well. So whenever the activity start time is mentioned in your schedule, the vendor who now has your Livio mobile app gets a notification that, hey, your work is going to start 2 days later.
Okay.
So they start preparing. That's all automatic. I don't need to keep on calling them, ensure are they informed, are they aware. So it's all happening automatically. That really reduces the amount of tasks that a single person has to do. Secondly, if there is any predecessor activity, they will also get the message that your task needs to be completed in next 2 days, so that the handover is given to the HVAC guy to start their work on the site. All the work that you need to do is ensure that your schedule is updated, so all the people get real-time correct messages uh, from the mobile app. As soon as they start the work, they are able to update that daily progress reports. So instead of calling every person, how much work have you done today, and to understand the progress, they're able to upload pictures. If they are blocked, they are able to also communicate to you about their issues. And the most wonderful part is all the project drawings, the latest and greatest drawings are available on the mobile app itself.
Okay.
So they are not searching through a pile of drawings. Often the biggest issue that I have seen in my experience, even in India, is old torn
Activations.
drawings lying around in the site, which the site engineers often refer are old and wrong, and they do something, and ultimately that has to be demolished and rework happens. There's a lot of cost of rework because the correct drawings were not there on the site for the reference. It was sitting with some planning engineer or project manager in the office, but it did not reach the site.
Agreed.
So that gap was also eliminated, ensuring that the vendors always have the latest uploaded on the mobile app for them to refer. So thus your end-to-end coordination happens in this way. You ensure your activities are happening on time, the vendors are onboarded on time, and the billing and payments also happen timely.
Correct, correct. So, I
So
think it's an end-to-end process that your company, the software stack that you guys have developed, and linked it up with various other softwares that we are using. Obviously, BIM. I think the strength of BIM is obviously to link things and do the process in a seamless manner. That's what BIM is at the end of the day. Coming to the, I think as global PMCs, right? Like you have worked with PMCs, and how does a lot of people have an aspirations, like why I'm again and again going and hitting you about international projects, career in international construction engineering roles, is a lot of people who are hearing us today, they have confusions that what kind of roles are available. Because major problem what I see in construction engineers who are in the sector, early or middle management people, have least idea about what is happening outside. Like they are so much stuck in the daily grind that they have least idea that okay, these are the also kind of careers that they can also go in. Like what you are currently exposed to, maybe the kind of companies, they may be a big conglomerate that you are part of, but the kind of projects that you are currently exposed to might be gate opener for you only because you have been open to know that what are things happening outside. So in terms of global PMCs, if I want to understand that how does a career work, and how does, what kind of manpower or skills that they are looking up, and how people or engineers working today in a kind of a company, how they can go into that kind of companies as an employee, how they can apply, what are the skills that they should.
absolutely, a very, very relevant and pressing question, because India is very rapidly becoming a global delivery center, what we call as GDC, for all of these international property management consultants. They are opening up their back offices in India, say in any of these metro cities, hiring engineers who are skilled in all of these softwares to be able to correctly understand all of the projects happening abroad, understand their codes, understand the writings, the drawings, are able to accurately update uh, the schedules, present dashboards to the management and people sitting thousands of miles away in Europe or in America. So I see a lot of new generation engineers actually getting into these firms. I can name a few like Turner and Townsend, Atkins, KPMG. All of them, EY, are running their global delivery centers in India today. And what I said previously are the exact skills that they are looking for to hire uh, new talents. So automatically, you will realize that you will be reporting to someone who is sitting, in Europe, and they will be reviewing your work. They will be guiding you on the actual status of the projects, and you have to update the projects, understand what's happening there exactly, all remotely, all through digital medium, be it through robots, be it through drones, and through 360-degree cameras installed on the site. It has become increasingly common. So if you're sitting here at any traditional site and thinking that there is no development, uh, things have changed at rapid pace for such PMCs. So definitely, people should choose taking up this as a career option, upskill themselves with courses that Protrainy or offers, and become part of these large projects and companies.
Correct, correct. Now I think we are last couple of questions before we call it a day with you for today. But now I think you are one person who I see is very good at networking. uh, you keep on network, you reach out to people, you go to events that are related to technical things, right? A lot of the engineers in their maybe 2 years, 5 years experience, 7 years, 10 years, they're hesitant to reach out or go to these kind of events where you meet people, engineers. What do you think are the long-term benefits of networking in construction? And for a people who tell that, okay, I do not have time or I'm shy, how can I go or where can I find these kind of networking people to do, and whether people are helpful in construction or
Sorry, I lost network.
Okay, so thank you for joining, Subhendu. It was a great session with you. Thanks for joining so much.
Thank you so much. I think, did we lose Vishwajit? I'm sorry I couldn't answer the last
Yeah,
question.
I guess we lost connection with him, but we were already wrapping up, so it's okay. Thank you for joining us today.
Perfect. Thank you so much, and thanks to all the viewers today. Um, just your network is your net worth,
I'm
and
back.
always.
I'm back.
Oh,
I'm back.
sorry,
I'm
we
back.
lost
Sorry.
you.
Sorry. Sorry to again. Last question, I think. Thanks, Antara, to balance this out. But the last question that I was having was how do you network? What's the goal and long term benefits of networking in construction? And people in the 0 to 7 years, 10 years experience, they're hesitant to network or reach out to these events in construction. What would be your suggestion? Like, does this help people in their career? Because it is an unsaid no in construction. A lot of these IT folks or management folks or consulting folks do network and very open, but in construction, I see only handful of people, and you are, of course, one of them, who is all up in networking and still making sure you're working all in with your company.
Absolutely. I think network is your net worth, and as you grow, in order to grow in your career, it's extremely necessary that you network with the right people, and that's where your main learning comes from. If you are just among the average of the people who are sitting alongside you, you'll never be able to progress yourself into the next level. In order to progress, you need to know what's happening out in the world. What are people doing? I will earlier see people who are there in the same place for 10 years and in the same position, and I will feel that that's absolutely normal. I will also have a career path similar, that after 10 years I must be sitting at some manager level only. But when I went out, I networked with people, I realized that that's not the case. With the correct certification, with the correct upskilling, and in your correct organization frame, you can, you know, reach to the highest of the levels in the corporate ladder, and in a very short time. So that should not be blocking you. So always reach out. I know that there's very less communities, very less organization that promote such kind of uh, networking. I'm especially part of the American Society of Civil Engineers, the Western chapter, IGBC, and a few more across, and of course the college alumni that we have. So we should all be in touch with our basics, with our professors, mentors. Always feel free to reach back to them. Never shy from reaching out to professionals on LinkedIn, to connect with them. Reach out in a professional way. Ask the relevant questions. That's when they will also respond. Um, Attending many of the conferences are free, even if it's a small fee. Don't be hesitant to pay that, because that will add on so much more of a knowledge. You actually get to network with people over, you know, uh, over drinks and over food, and it's always great, because that's what will shape your future. That what will bring your next career opportunity. So
Great.
thank you so much, and
Thank you. Really appreciate, and I would look forward that in case something like this community building activities are also persuaded from construction canon beyond the online world that you have successfully done. Like we are also trying, but yeah, we are always open that people should network, should learn from people who have done it, and at least may not be done the 100%, but at least done 10, 20, 30, 50, so that who are at 0 or 1, they can learn and go to that level so that the entire community grows. It was a really great time connecting with you, Shubhendu. It is always great to connect and talk to you.
It's a pleasure.
I'm really glad that you could find some time, and really these insights have been a great help to everyone who has joined, and really thankful again. Thankful. Thank you. Good day. Good
Thank you
night,
so
rather.
much, everyone. Thank you. Have a great evening.